This is a mid-sagittal section of female pelvis. This is the uterus. Anterior to it is the urinary bladder, and posterior to it is the rectum. This is the fundus of the uterus. This is the body of the uterus. And then below that, this is the cervix of the uterus. This is the intestinal surface of the body of the uterus, and this is the vesical surface of the body of the uterus. This is the cavity of the body of uterus. This is the vesico-uterine pouch, and this is the recto-uterine pouch of Douglas. So this is the internal os, and this is the external os. The lower opening of cervix into vagina is the external os. This is the vaginal part of cervix, and this is the supravaginal part of cervix. This is the cervical canal. Cervical canal is continuous with the cavity of the body at the internal os. This is the vagina. This is the posterior fornix of vagina, and this is the anterior fornix of vagina. So, this is the symphysis pubis, and this is the deep dorsal vein of clitoris. This is the crus of clitoris. Okay. This is the inferior arcuate pubic ligament. This one right here. Inferior arcuate pubic ligament. This is the retropubic space of Retzius. Retropubic space of Retzius. It contains loose fatty tissue, venous plexus, and pubovesical ligaments. This is the apex of the bladder. This is the body of the bladder. This is the neck of the bladder, and this area right here is the trigone. So apex, body, neck, and trigone. So, and here you can see the ureteric orifice. Ureteric orifice. So this is the urethra. This is the sphincter urethrae muscle. Sphincter urethrae. Okay. This is rectum, and this is the ampulla of rectum. This is the anal canal. This is the external anal sphincter. This is the perineal body. Perineal body. Okay. Then this is the labium minus, and this is the labium majus. This right here, first of all, it should be wide because it is transverse perineal ligament. Transverse perineal ligament is an anterior thickening of the perineal membrane, and then this and this is the perineal membrane. Transverse perineal ligament, perineal membrane. This is the superior view. This is the uterus. Anterior to it, this is the urinary bladder, and posteriorly, this is the rectum. This is the fundus of the uterus. The part of uterus above the entrance of uterine tubes, the fundus of the uterus. And This is the body of the uterus. This is the uterine tube or fallopian tube, and this is the ligament of ovary. This is the transverse vesical fold, and this is the median umbilical ligament. It represents the obliterated remains of Uterus. These are the medial umbilical ligaments. Medial umbilical ligaments represent the obliterated remains of umbilical artery, and these are the inferior epigastric vessels. This is the round ligament of uterus. And this is the rectus abdominis muscle. This is the uterine tube. This is the isthmus of uterine tube. This is the ampulla. And this is the infundibulum or the fimbriated end. This is the ovary. This is the ligament of the ovary. This is the mesometrium of broad ligament, and this is the mesosalpinx of the broad ligament. This is the uterosacral ligament. Uterosacral ligament. This is the uterine artery, and this is the ureter. Uterine artery and ureter. This is the urinary bladder. This is the ureter. This is the rectum, and this is the vagina.